I realized that I do have a gift of healing, and I discovered Reiki at that point. In the process of healing, you have to really see what the individual person needs in the process of healing. My work is much more meaningful and deeper than just stretching itself. It was just an expansion of the gifts that I already have. So I established Flex Healing to pursue my gifts. You can apply them on the skin. You can have complete aromatic experience during my sessions. Sometimes it's a much more deeper and meaningful work, meaning subconscious work, taking a short breaks, sometimes even staying home and just being in your own space. It's an amazing tool.
TV Sunday, the power of truth.
Welcome to the show, Marina. It's a great pleasure welcoming you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, of course. And going through your biodata, I came to know that you have been in the industry since a long time, contributing a lot. And you are one of the bravest lady who started, your entrepreneurship and inspired number of people in the great city of New York. Thank you very much, and congratulations for your journey of business.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, so let's just start with your journey. How did you ended up to this healing profession?
I started almost 13 years ago, and I started in a private gym in Manhattan. It's called Mid City Gym. And at that time, I was certified to be a stretch therapist. And after working there just for several months, I discovered that my work is much more meaningful and deeper than just stretching itself. So I realized that I do have a gift of healing, and I discovered Reiki at that point.
Mhm.
So I combine both modalities, stretching and Reiki. And I
Correct.
opened my own business in Astoria, Queens, and I was there for several years.
Oh,
And this is how my journey started. I started there, and then I moved to Manhattan, more specifically Union Square. And now I have and running two offices in Union Square.
two offices.
Correct.
So you started the business 12 years ago from Astoria, Queens, and you jump into Manhattan. Means anyone can assume that the business going really well.
Yes, yes, it was a big demand because the modality was pretty new at that point. Nobody knew about it. Right now,
Mhm.
you can find stretching studio in New York City all over, but I was the first pioneer who started the
Oh,
stretching with the founder of Stretch Zone, with the founder of a company who was established in Florida.
oh.
Um, and then they expand. Now they have over 365 franchise locations all over United States.
So you won the franchise as well, or you are the founder
No,
of the franchise?
unfortunately, I didn't follow that path. I'm entrepreneur, and I like to be in my own journey, choose my own clients. So therefore, I pursue that path versus buying a franchise.
Yeah, being an immigrant from the Eastern Europe, you ended up to the New York City, the city that's known as the most diverse part in this planet, city of immigrants, and you are one of the example how people from any part of the world, any race, any color, no matter where you came from, can raise in this city, can be, trademark established in this city. You are trailblazer woman, and I would like to say that your experience and your knowledge could be really helpful for lots of women who want to kick off their business, their own franchise, or their own entrepreneurship. Tell me something about how did you started this flex hailing, and what was the initial story of this business?
That skill that I learned from the very beginning, just moving to New York City and seeing a diversity of beautiful people from all around the world, it was just an expansion of the gifts that I already have. So I established Flex Healing to pursue my gifts and to have a new career.
So, Marina, likewise, you have other aromatherapy as well. What is that? Would you mind to say something about that business?
Sure. So I firmly believe in the power of plant, barks, and trees, and this assists me in my healing to go into deeper healing, meaning the power of plants are very healing, and I use them in my practice, especially in Reiki. They're pure essential oils. You can diffuse them, you can apply them on the skin. you can have complete aromatic experience during my session. So I make sure that the space that you come in, it's not just one modality. I kind of determined what it's needed. Sometimes you come with a need of that you need to stretch, but I make sure that I have a nice music.
How did you grow your business? Like, in the Astoria, you started, then you jump into Manhattan. Was there any hard time you faced, or it's just skyrocketing when you started?
Well, it's always challenging at the beginning because you don't know what to do, where to go. So when I started in Mid City Gym, that was 10 years ago. I established very strong connection with clientele there, and they follow me into my practice in Astoria because people live. When you're in New York City, it's so diverse. You can live in Queens, you can live in Brooklyn, in Bronx, and Astoria is kind of midway, so people would come regardless where they come from. And that was the first step. The second step is I'm a great communicator and also connector. So I found connections with corporate wellness and different and various companies that I was connected to. And I started doing health and wellness events. For example, we did Giorgio Armani events. We did a lot of insurance companies here in New York City. There was over, I remember one year, there was over 80 corporate events that I was called to do, like sampling of my services, meaning a mini Reiki session, aromatherapy experience, or stretching. So this was really determined to help my practice to go further and to expand.
What exactly is the treatment process?
Basically, you would come to the office with a certain needs. It could be a physical pain, or it could be something that you're going through emotionally. You would fill up the intake form. We would have a conversation about it, and then we would determine the course of action. What would be the best treatment for you? Sometimes it's an hour of just stretching, which is a combination of physical therapy and Thai massage. Sometimes it's a much more deeper and meaningful work, meaning subconscious work, conscious language, meditation, sound healing. I would incorporate all of those elements because I know one modality doesn't work. You need to combine several of them to really awaken the body, mind, and spirit. And I do believe in a holistic approach towards the body and the whole being.
And moreover, would you mind to say something like what are the client base of your business? What type of client visit this studio?
That's a great question. So I have diversity of clients. For example, people who sit a lot. It could be somebody who is a CEO who has big responsibilities and has a lot of stress and anxiety about it. Then I do have a group of moms. Moms are always on the go, and they also have a lot of stress and anxiety. And then several group of people who have problems sleeping, which Reiki can be very effective tool to relax and also to help with insomnia and all kinds of pains and aches in the body who could be physically misaligned, but more so they are emotional misalignment, meaning we stored a lot of memories and a lot of pain in our body. So in the process of healing, you have to really see what the individual person needs in the process of healing. So it's a diversity of clients who have different misalignments, but the most importantly is the results that they achieve at the end of the session.
Yeah, I know, but how long is the treatment process?
So stretching is usually 60 minutes long, and Reiki is 60 minutes healing on the massage table, and then 30 minutes of consultation afterwards. So 90 minutes total.
So that's one time, right?
That's only one time, correct?
One time. So how often the client visit to your studio?
The average is 6 to 11 session, but it
Mm.
could be much further than that. Some people are with me for years because they maintain that
Yeah,
health and wellness within. Some people just come from a maintenance. They
yeah.
need a moment to relax, and some people they come. I have clients who come 3 times a week.
It might be expensive business, right? So I would like to say how much somebody had to pay for the service.
I believe that health is the wealth, no matter how you look at it. So if you don't take care of your health, other areas of your life might be challenging to have in your daily life. So
That
you
is
have to determine what's the priority in your life and what is really important, especially right now.
true. Marina, one more thing, as a healer, what is your best advice to anybody to get really healthy and fit in their daily life?
Well, that's a good question.
Mhm.
I believe I believe we should all have healthy boundaries with ourselves and be truthful to ourselves, which sometimes it's not important, which sometimes it's not easy, but it's truly important. So, setting the boundaries within your own life with your family and friends is the main reason why people come to me, because when those boundaries are crossed, there is a lot of issues and problems that come with it.
Can anybody practice this thing at their home as well for the daily basis, like stretching and healing?
Yes. So
Yeah.
what I do, I also do certification in classes. I do certification on stretching and attunements on Reiki, which is usually a 2-day seminar.
Mhm.
And there's a 3 levels: Reiki level 1, level 2, and Master Reiki attunement and certification. When the clients leave from my office, I give them usually homework. It could be something that can they can do at home. I regularly check on them. I follow up. I send them meditation. I make sure that when they come to me, I also have a strong follow up after.
Very nice. So, if anyone wants to visit your studio, what is the address and how you would like to appeal them just to visit and get healthy?
Sure. So one of the best ways actually to send me an email, depending on availability of the studio. Both studios are on Union Square, 41 West, 16th Street,
Yeah.
and just across the park. It's another studio, so any train will take you there. It's very convenient. You can just send me an inquiry on my email, and then I can see availability on which studio can I actually intake the client.
What's the email that people can approach to you?
Sure, it's flexhealing@gmail.com.
How hard is it to run the business in New York City, especially this kinds of business, health and wellness?
It's challenging. I have to say it's challenging because as a entrepreneur, you
Mhm.
really have to grasp the concept of your own self development, where you are in life, because you have demands of a customers and clients, different kind of customer and clients. So if you don't take care of yourself, your own self care, especially mental and emotional health, it's
Mhm.
not easy to hold that space for anybody else.
Right.
The second concept is sales and marketing and scaling. That's a continuous work because you have to be updated to certain trends, certain apps. You have to be really good with technology.
How much money do anybody need if they want to invest in this business or start this kind of business?
I would suggest, if you're gonna go into this kind of business, you have to have something saved so you can invest that when the right time comes for it. So I would say work on yourself for approximately a year, save money for marketing and sales and for scaling and for personal assistant. After
Oh,
a year, and also in the meantime, you can network to really create that support system around you. So therefore, when you transition into business, everybody will know who you are already. And it's not going to be a problem of you inquiring customers because they already had established connection from a
mhm.
year ago.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And as a business owner, if someone start a business in New York City, what would be your advice, especially for the woman run business?
Oh, that's a big question. Be true to yourself. The passion and the path that you choose, make sure that that's something that you really want to pursue in life. Because I seen people through my industry that they are really good healers, they're in a good path, but they don't have a good support system, meaning they
Oh,
don't have a system in place. A
mm,
lot of people in this industry, especially spirituality industry, they have a little bit of lack of
mhm,
abundance, and
right.
also they think that offering perhaps free services or lowering their prices can help their business, and sometimes that can be very damaging to a business because then you attract people who are looking for different things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really sad. Marina, I would like to know something about yourself that you ended up to the United States a couple of decades ago, and your hard work pay off maybe because you have a very nice businesses now in Manhattan. So tell me something. What's the secret of your success?
What's the secret of my success? Consistency, congruency, my own spiritual path. I am where I am because of the things that I've been through life. And I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I'm actually writing a book about my journey, which is going to be published either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I think consistency, congruency, never giving up, um, and also learning how to communicate well with the different kinds of people, because New York is such a diverse place
Right.
and you really have to understand different languages. What I
Yeah.
mean by that, it's not just learning the language itself, but learning how to read the subtle languages, the
Yeah.
body language,
Yeah.
so you can understand what that person needs and wants from you.
It's not just about talking. You have to communicate, right?
And people have to understand what
Yeah, have
are
to
you
understand.
communicating through.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
about the conversation. It's about all whole communication. Yeah,
Yes.
everything. I understand. And how do you make a work-life balance? How your life is running? Is it stressful being an entrepreneur, or you have really good skill of balancing it?
Well, just like any person who works, who has a full-time career or a full-time job, you have to find a place for your time and place for yourself. So
Right.
often I go with my husband to nature trips,
Hmm.
just to kind of renew that energy and vitality, so I can
Yeah.
come back with the fresh ideas and I can start over and perhaps have a different approach, something
Yeah.
that I didn't have before. So taking a short breaks, sometimes even staying home and just being in your own space, it's an amazing tool, because
Yeah.
when you are in a good terms and a healthy relationship with yourself, everything becomes much more easier in life.
Easier in life. Absolutely. And what you would like to advise anybody to get a healthy lifestyle?
So again, I'm gonna start with people that you are surrounded with. So make sure that people who are in your circle, your professional circle and your
Mhm.
personal circle, are healthy individuals, people who are supportive and loving and kind, and compassionate. Make sure that whatever you choose, that your career is, be passionate about it, because they people feel that. People feel when you're passionate and also
Yeah.
knowledgeable about something.
Yeah.
That leads them to connect with you, that leads them to have a conversation with you and to have a business with you. And
Of
be
course.
truthful. And be
It's
truthful.
truthful.
This is, yeah.
Marina, one thing I would like to know from your side: did you get frustration or disappointed, upset in your life, or you are just smiling every time?
No, I'm not smiling all the time. There's the frustrations that come with business. Sometimes people would come late, and it's difficult to navigate this space because the other person would come in. But I learn how to communicate really well and how to compromise. It's difficult because not every day it's sunshine and rainbow. You still have to work for it. You have to get up with a desire. You have to get up with a passion and strength that you're holding the space for that person. And sometimes that is not easy, because I'm also individual. I'm also human being. I also have a personal life that is not easy. For example, I have two elderly parents. My father has been sick for quite some time now, for over a decade. It's my own personal and interpersonal connections that are not easy to navigate sometimes. But then, if it's difficult, the beauty of it is that I can take the day off.
Have you cried sometime?
Of course, I cried. I really think that crying is cleansing in many ways, and it's a beautiful thing for everybody to cry. I really support that in my personal life and in my professional life. Real truth comes out.
Yeah,
The pain, the angst, whatever you experience too. But it's also cleansing. It's very healing.
very. So, and then tell me something. What is life in your opinion?
Well, I love my life. I recently got married. I married my best friend, which I'm
Mm,
really happy about.
great.
I have a healthy lifestyle. It's not that I just preach, I really live. We eat healthy, we work out, both of us. My husband is a yoga teacher who is in a business for over 30 years, and he worked in a major hospitals in New York City. He's also a
Mm,
Tai Chi teacher. He is a passionate individual, such as myself, who help humanity to go
mm,
and to progress in their journey.
nice. And your journey is something like, inspirational to millions of people.
Yes, never be afraid and never be embarrassed of your journey, because that makes you who you are today.
Yeah,
And no matter what your story is, it's really important because it can actually help. And God willing, when I write this book and when I share my stories, I know that people will understand and be touched, and it might help them to
of
understand
course.
certain things that they're going through in their
Yeah.
life.
Thank you so much, Marina. It's a great pleasure talking to you. You are so wonderful lady. Please keep smiling.
Thank you.
TV Sunday, the power of truth.